August 6th, Gillette Stadium, Massachusetts. Jimin drops to his knees in the middle of a live performance in front of tens of thousands of fans, and for a moment, half the stadium thought he was praying. He wasn't. What he was actually doing has ARMY in tears right now, and the clip is spreading faster than anything else from this entire tour. This happened on BTS's second and final night in Foxborough, during a show that already had massive stakes behind it, because this was the group's very first time ever headlining Gillette Stadium in their career. The stadium is packed wall to wall, the energy still carrying over from the night before, the lights pulsing, the bass still ringing in everyone's chest from the last high-energy number. When Jimin walks out in an outfit that already had fans losing their minds before he even opened his mouth, a white sequin top catching every spotlight in that massive 360-degree stage setup, paired with sharp green pants, an outfit that looked like it belonged on a runway, not just a stadium in New England, but it was not the outfit that made this moment explode online. It was what Jimin did next. In the middle of the performance, surrounded by dancers who had just finished pulling off one of the most demanding choreography sequences of the entire ARIRANG tour, Jimin dropped to his knees. Not for effect, not as part of the choreography. He knelt down, turned toward his dancers, and thanked them, sincerely, in front of a crowd that suddenly went completely silent. For a split second, almost nobody in that stadium understood what they were watching. Some fans in the front rows genuinely thought he was praying. That is how still, how quiet, how reverent the moment looked. Clips started circulating within minutes, and one of the very first accounts to catch it, the fan page known as Jimin Charts, posted the clip with a caption that instantly went viral. Joking that Jimin was not praying, he was actually thanking the dancers with his hands folded. That single tweet exploded, racking up massive engagement in a matter of hours, because it captured exactly what made this moment so powerful. It was not staged. It was not scripted into the show. It was Jimin mid-performance in Foxborough, adrenaline still running through his body, choosing to stop everything and kneel in gratitude toward the people who do not get the spotlight, the dancers working behind him night after night, city after city. And once fans realized what they were actually looking at, the reaction online shifted from confusion to full-blown emotional chaos. Comment sections filled up instantly. Fan accounts like Jimin Global jumped in praising what they called his consistent, quiet gratitude, pointing out that this was not the first time Jimin has shown this kind of humility toward his team, but it might be the most public, most raw version of it yet. Because let's be honest, this is Jimin we are talking about. This is the same performer who has built an entire career on precision, on discipline, on pushing his body to the limit for every single show. And here he was in front of one of the largest crowds of the entire United States leg of the tour, taking a moment that belonged entirely to him and redirecting it toward the people standing behind him. To understand why this hit ARMY so hard, you have to understand the moment this tour actually represents and where Foxborough fits into the bigger picture. The ARIRANG World Tour is not just another comeback. This is BTS returning as a complete unit, all 7 members Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, back on a global stage together for the first time in years after all 7 completed their mandatory military service. The tour kicked off back in April at Goyang Stadium in South Korea, then rolled through Asia and Europe, hitting cities like Busan, Madrid, Brussels, London, Munich, and Paris before crossing into the United States for a run of massive stadium shows, starting in East Rutherford, then moving straight into Foxborough for 2 nights at Gillette Stadium, the first time BTS had ever headlined that venue in their career. From there, the tour was already scheduled to keep rolling through Baltimore, Arlington, Toronto, Chicago, and Inglewood, with more international stops still ahead. This is the tour fans waited 4 long years for, the tour that symbolizes BTS stepping back into their identity as a full group, not solo acts, not scattered schedules, but 7 members on one stage again, and Foxborough just became one more city added to the list of places where Jimin left fans in tears. So, when a moment like this happens, when Jimin kneels in front of a crowd that size on a night this significant in a stadium BTS had never played before, it does not just feel like a small gesture. It feels like a statement about who he still is, even after everything the group has been through. Because remember, this is a tour built on reunion. Fans have already been collecting emotional highlights from stop to stop, from RM addressing crowds with commanding stage presence, to V and Jimin sharing playful backstage and on-stage moments throughout the tour, to Jungkook pulling off vocal runs that reminded everyone exactly why he holds some of the biggest streaming numbers on the planet, to J-Hope's explosive energy driving the opening numbers, to Suga's return marking the final piece of the group finally being whole again, to Jin bringing his signature warmth into every interaction with the crowd. Every member has had their viral moment on this tour, but this one, Jimin on his knees thanking his dancers in Foxborough, has struck a different nerve entirely because it was not a performance beat. It was real, and that authenticity is exactly why the clip spread the way it did. Within hours, it was being reposted across fan pages in multiple languages, translated captions stacking up under the original video, fans dissecting every frame, slowing down the footage to see the exact moment his knees hit the stage, zooming in on his facial expression, debating whether he said something specific to the dancers or whether it was simply a silent gesture of respect. Some fans pointed out that this fits a pattern with Jimin, referencing past moments where he has been seen bowing to staff, thanking crew members individually after shows, or making sure the people working behind the cameras and behind the choreography get acknowledged, not just the 7 members standing in the spotlight. Whether or not this was a repeat of something he has done quietly before, this time it happened in front of a full Gillette Stadium crowd on a night already being clipped by thousands of phones, and that changes everything about how far it travels. Because here is the thing about Jimin as a performer and honestly as a public figure at this point in his career. He has become one of the most scrutinized, most photographed, most talked about idols on the planet. Someone whose every outfit becomes a headline, whose every hairstyle becomes a trend, whose brand ambassadorships move the fashion industry. And yet, moments like this are the ones that remind people why the loyalty around him runs so deep. It is not just the visuals. Although yes, the white sequin top and green pants combination absolutely became its own trending topic within the same 24 hours. It is not just the choreography. Although the physical demand of this tour's setlist has been widely discussed by fans and critics alike, it is moments like kneeling to thank a group of dancers who rarely get named, rarely get interviewed, rarely get the credit, that cut through all the noise and remind everyone what kind of person is actually underneath all of that spotlight. Fans have also been quick to point out the layered emotional weight of this specific tour, and this specific stretch of the tour especially. This is not just BTS coming back from a break. This is 7 men coming back from years of separation, of solo military service, of uncertainty about what the group's future would even look like, now standing on American soil in a stadium they had never played before, in front of a New England crowd that had been counting down for months. And within that context, watching Jimin take a moment mid-show to physically lower himself, to show gratitude toward the team supporting the performance, felt like it symbolized something much bigger than one gesture. It felt like watching someone who understands exactly how fragile and precious this reunion is, someone who is not taking a single night of this tour for granted, not the crowd, not the choreography, not the dancers standing beside him under the same lights, in a city BTS was stepping into for the very first time. By the time the sun came up the next day, the clip had been clipped, reclipped, translated, subtitled, and shared across nearly every major fan platform tracking BTS content. Twitter trends related to the moment climbed rapidly, with multiple hashtags referencing Jimin's gesture, and Gillette Stadium itself sitting inside trending lists in multiple countries simultaneously. TikTok edits started stacking up within hours, slow-motion versions set to emotional instrumental tracks, side-by-side comparisons with other moments from Jimin's history of showing gratitude on stage. Comment sections turned into a mix of crying emojis, all caps reactions, and fans openly saying this was the moment that made them fall in love with him all over again, even after years of already being devoted fans. And that is really the core of why this story has exploded the way it has. It is not manufactured drama. It is not a scandal. It is not controversy. It is the opposite. It is a genuinely human moment from someone who spends almost every waking hour of his life being watched, performing, being perfect on command, choosing in the middle of all of that, on a stage he had never stood on before, to pause and make sure the people working just as hard beside him, just without the fame, without the cameras pointed at them, felt seen. In an industry that so often gets criticized for treating background performers as replaceable, as invisible, Jimin's choice to kneel and thank his dancers in real time, in front of a sold-out Gillette Stadium, sent a message that clearly resonated far beyond the K-pop fandom bubble. As the ARIRANG World Tour continues rolling through Baltimore, Arlington, Toronto, Chicago, and beyond in the weeks ahead, this moment out of Foxborough is likely to be remembered as one of the defining images of the entire American leg, not because of a flashy visual effect or a surprise setlist edition, but because of 5 seconds of quiet humility from member fans have long called the heart of the group. Whether you have followed Jimin for years or you are just now discovering this clip through the wave of reposts flooding your timeline, one thing is clear. This was not choreography. This was not a stunt for the cameras. This was Jimin on August 6th, in the middle of one of the biggest tours of his career, choosing gratitude over ego, and reminding an entire stadium in Massachusetts, and now millions more online, exactly why he continues to be one of the most beloved performers on the planet. And if this is the kind of moment we are getting on just the second night in a brand new city, ARMY around the world are already bracing themselves. Because if Jimin is capable of stopping tens of thousands of people in their tracks with a single gesture like this, there is no telling what the rest of the ARIRANG World Tour still has in store.